Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. So it's been a crazy few days. So we all know, so last night we were discussing how Kraken got hit with a $3 million exploit. That exploit apparently was carried out by Certik. They're a crypto security research firm, and they're catching flack for it, for how it was handled. But I think both sides might have some issues, and apparently there's an official criminal investigation going on. So we'll see how that plans out, or how that plays out rather. Then you have Changelly. They are a swap platform. I use them a lot. No, they don't pay me. They're saying that based on fundamentals, they think Shiba Inu is about to get strong. And I'm sitting back and I'm saying, yeah, you want to know why? Because Shiba Inu is being accepted at so many more places now as payment. So when I sit back and I look at that and I look at how they're doing with Shibarium, they have Shiba Eternity about to hit testnet or testing phase. So that's actually a very big deal. That ecosystem is growing by leaps and bounds. And I think they're going to have a lot of people that are going to be interested in what they're doing there. Something else that's going on. Binance. I've been saying for a while that Binance has not been playing smartly. They have not been playing smartly. This company has been hit with a $4.4 million fine by Canada, right? FINTRAC. And now they're trying to fight that $4.4 million fine. While they're fighting that fine, they just got hit with a $2.25 million fine by India. Basically the same thing. AML KYC, which is anti-money laundering and know your customer, right? They go hand in hand. You're not doing one without doing the other. And I'm sitting here and I'm just going, if Binance would just sit back, rip out their whole compliance team and start from scratch, or at least demonstrate to everybody that, hey, we know we weren't doing well before. We're changing everything. One of the biggest changes that they made was not only do you have to have ID, but you must also have a verifiable address in the jurisdiction that you say you are from. That's great, but not enough. Not enough. And I also think that some of these countries need to figure out that, well, for me to get crypto, I have to on-ramp, fiat. How do I on-ramp fiat? I on-ramp fiat by using banks and other financial institutions. You're going after, a part. You should be looking at everything in the chain, right? But you're further down the chain. Look here first. So if you're in Canada, for example, you should be looking at TD Bank. You should be looking at TD Bank, which allowed people to launder money. You just had a news article come out about that, and yours truly was on it for about a split second, but I was on there, and I was credited, which was nice. CBC News, thank you, Sean, for letting me know. But if you're looking for anti-money laundering, I think that's where you should start, because that's how things are on-ramped. If you actually crack down there, you make it more difficult for people to actually do illicit things with crypto. And KYC becomes easier on the crypto side. But I think the world is changing, and we're going to have to look at what KYC and AML actually are now. That's going to be a very big deal. I know in the United States, you used to be able to use MEXC. They didn't have strong enough KYC and AML. Can't do it. Right? In certain states, can't do it. Same thing for a couple of companies that used to do business in the United States. No more. So you've got to pay attention to what's going on. There's also the idea of, some people don't want, just don't want to be bothered with all of that. I don't want the government to know I just bought a bag of chips pointing to CBDCs. So they're taking their money and they're getting out of, that whole space real quick, right? And going over to crypto. That's the real problem. That's the real problem. And the next will be, well, now that you have KYC and AML, now you have to report to us about, all of the transactions. You're going to push crypto further into the darkness, right? Because I don't need to use a centralized exchange. And if you're going after a decentralized exchange, that's going to be hard to do. Incredibly hard to do. You're not going to be able to go after some of these decentralized exchanges. They're run by DAOs. They're run by votes. Who do you go after? Not. You get the right ID, you get the right on-ramp, you figure it out. Once you've on-ramped that money, or once a person has on-ramped that money, it's out of the traditional financial system. It's done. The only way it gets back is if they want to put it back. Here's what the world needs to consider. As more and more adoption happens, the less and less I require fiat. Play that game. Play that out in your head and see how that moves forward. Remember what I said. The more adoption that happens, if I can walk into my corner bodega and buy my bacon, egg, and cheese with Bustelo, I'm good. If I can pay for that with crypto, I don't need cash, do I? The more places that accept crypto, the more the crypto ecosystem grows, right? So this store accepts crypto. Their vendors accept crypto. That's it. That money will leave the financial system and go into crypto. That's what everybody's fighting. If you really want to think about it, that's what the traditional companies are thinking about. And some of these traditional companies are saying, yeah, we know that's where it's going to wind up going. That's why we're involved now, because that's pretty much a done deal. Just look at how the infrastructure is being built out. Just think about that. Decentralized finance. Just look at every single aspect of banking and think about how in the crypto space that can be replaced. Then think about all of the companies that are out there that are rushing to tokenize everything. Again, moving to the blockchain. This is what I mean. So these are things that I'm paying attention to. Yes, they're long time coming, right? They're down the road. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And things tend to pick up speed. So we might get there sooner rather than later. Just something to think about. Something to think about, right? So that's why I'm saying, I get it. Binance hasn't been doing a good job with KYC and AML, right? But that whole thing is going to have to be rethought, right? Just that whole thing. So yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's not. It's not. But traditional finance, there are major changes coming. You want to know something that's cool that's going on? VanEck's Ethereum spot ETF launched today in Australia, and all eyes are on Australia. And I'm sitting here and I'm just saying, yeah, even if it does moderately well, that's going to point the finger to the United States, where we've got a lot lined up. And they're thinking that, who is it? Bitwise, the Bitwise CEO, what's his name? Forgot his name, but Bitwise's CEO thinks that we could have an Ethereum spot ETF by the first week of July. Imagine that. That would be something. And we'd all be looking at Australia as, hey, what's the climate? And Australia is not a big market. Let's get that straight. It's not a big market. It's a big place. Love to go. So if anybody in Australia wants to invite me over, I'm your guy. But all jokes aside, it might be telling. It just might be telling. So I'm going to be paying attention to that. Why? Because it's just damn interesting. Consensus founder Joseph Lubin has expressed optimism with regard to the latest move by the SEC. Now, I want you to think about this. The latest move by the SEC was to drop the case against Consensus, as well as drop the case against Ethereum 2.0 and those people involved. Great. Now people are speculating, well, what happens with regard to Solana? What happens with regard to Matic, right? And not just Matic, but the whole Ethereum space. Solana's separate, but Solana's in the same space as Ethereum. What happens now? What does that mean for everything else? Then you had the chief enforcement dude quit earlier this week. Was it Monday I reported that? So has there been a climate change in that space? The Fair Shake PAC, which is now the fourth largest political PAC in the United States, they gained, what was it, $160 million in May? In May. Just a month. They don't care what party you're from. They care about your crypto stance or your stance on crypto. And I'm like, yeah, people are thinking. So people that had a certain stance previously are now being told, hey, you can't be lazy and just take the word of whoever talks to you last. You are going to have to do some research, and you are going to be held accountable for whatever stance you take. And you have people on both sides of the aisle standing up and saying, hey, I could have been wrong about this crypto thing. I didn't understand it before. I'm getting an understanding now, and I'm positive. This is my stance. Boom. So when I look at, one party versus another party and a candidate saying, oh, I'm pro crypto, doing a 180 and nobody saying anything about that 180. And then another candidate saying, looking like that's going to be a 180. The administration is definitely doing a 180. Definitely doing a 180. But then catching flack for doing a 180. And it's kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. Everybody's learning. For a lot of people, crypto is brand spanking new to them. Brand spanking new. And I don't know if people understand this, but this also means that they're going to have to take a stance on a CBDC in the United States. Like I said, the American Bankers Association is saying, we don't want a CBDC. That's a powerful organization to be telling you, we don't want that. We don't want that. But meanwhile, they're embracing crypto. So I'm just putting that out there for all those people that are saying, hey, I'm not good with crypto. I don't like it. My kids are into it, but I'm not. I have a brand new friend, Alley Boy, and Alley Boy doesn't like crypto. And you know what? I'm not here to change his mind. I respect how he feels about crypto. Not a problem. Actually appreciate it. So thank you, Allie, for watching. But I will point out that, hey, have you looked at the U.S. debt? $34 trillion in debt. We pay about $1 trillion a year in interest alone to that debt. Interest alone. I don't even know that we put money toward the debt. Think about that. So where are we going to be in 20 years? Just in general, where are we going to be in 20 years? I mentioned it yesterday with all these tax cuts. Everybody wants a tax cut. The poor and the middle class don't get a tax cut. You want to know who gets a tax cut? The rich, the wealthy, and corporations. They get tax cuts. Oh, if you open up your factory here and create these jobs, we won't charge you too much in taxes, blah, blah, blah. Why? Oh, because they'll bring the jobs. So they need a factory. So whether they do it in your state, this state, that state, they still need a factory. Pay your fair share of taxes. I had somebody comment yesterday. The comment was, you shouldn't tax corporations because they bring jobs and, then they're able to pay their employees more. That's a trickle-down theory that hasn't worked. Has not worked. We've built a credit-based society. And the one thing that I tell people all the time, something that I love about crypto, is that it's a cash-based society right there. Right? Because if you don't have the crypto, you can't spend the crypto. So you start getting used to living within your means. That's my point. If you have a mortgage, you're not living within your means. Broad stroke. A lot of people have mortgages. They can afford to buy out the house, but it's kind of like, well, my money can make me more money over here. The interest rate on the house is so low. It's free money. I'm going to go do what I do. That's different. For the most part, most people that have mortgages are living beyond their means because you had to go get a loan. Back in the day, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not judging. I'm comparing it to back in the day when a house was like 2 times your yearly salary. You could afford to buy a house. And you could save and buy the house outright. You can't do that right now. Multiples more than your salary. It's tough. I tell people all the time, do the math for your kids. Let's suppose your kid graduates from college, gets out of college, gets a job. They pay off the college bill, takes them X amount of time. Or maybe they're lucky, don't have a bill or don't have a big bill, so they pay it off relatively quick. They still have to be able to pay for it. How many kids are graduating college and landing a 6-figure salary? Not many. You want to know how many people in California have a 6-figure salary but still need roommates? Same thing in New York, same thing in a lot of big cities. Think about that. I can't afford my own place, or I have to have roommates so I can find a way to save. My kids live at home because my fear is that they won't make enough money to afford their own if they live someplace else. Living at home, there's no rent. You don't have to pay for the food. You don't have to pay for gas, electricity, water. You got a roof over your head, family that loves you. Save your money. Save your money. Think about when Bitcoin first hit the scene. 2009. What happened in 2008? Think about when cryptography took off for, research into creating something like a Bitcoin. It started in the 80s. What recently happened in the 70s? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. And then what happened in the 80s, right? There's always an economic downturn, and sometimes some hit harder than others. But I want you to pay attention to that. So now you know why. Now you know why I'm thinking, yeah, we need to start saving our money. We need to not use so much credit. We need to not overextend ourselves. Crypto is here to help. Really is. In my humble opinion, crypto is really here to help. So, know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So there's that. Alrighty, let me refresh this because it's been about a minute since I've refreshed this data. There you go. So let's see. Losers start and stop right about there. I don't care about either one of those. ZK Sync has been on a downward spin since they launched, down another 4%. Ouch. 34%, 35% off their all-time high, which was just a couple of days ago. Everybody else, this is just lateral movement, which means that everybody else, and now, again, these two charts stem from the top 250 coins. Just the top 250 coins. Because why would I go lower than that? I have no interest. Somebody would have to come to me and be like, oh, did you see this? And show me and prove to me that it's something worthy of being looked at. But we have Fetch AI up 26%. Singularity, look at that. All three of these guys are merging, and you have all three of them up 26, 25, 23% for Fetch AI, Singularity Net, and Ocean Protocol, respectively. Wow. So in 24 hours, you would have made 25% of your money if you'd invested in any one of these companies. That's huge. Turbo, not something I have my hands on, but up 19%. Arkham is up 16%. Not interested in WorldCoin like at all. Jupiter made a jump 10%. Wow, that was actually a good thing. Sui is up 9%. For those interested, Meme Coin is up 9%. Um, who else am I interested in? Near Protocol up 8%. I do like Near. I hold a bag of Near. Injective is up 7%. We were talking about Ondo the other day, up 7%. I know nothing about Ondo. Somebody brought it to my attention. This is the great thing about community. People bring things up. And because I do research every day, I kind of remember it. So Ondo is up 7%. So that means if I would have bought Ondo, what was it, 2 days ago that somebody told me about it, I'd be up 7%. Just saying. This is why we're building the Grow My Bag community, because we help each other. We honestly help each other. Then we have numbers coming out. We got some numbers yesterday, even though we were closed off. We got home builders. We got jobless claims today. London decided they're going to be unchanged. I think they're launching that right now. Just saying, we're waiting for lowering rates. We're waiting. Economy seems to be moving in the right direction for the Fed. Now, is July going to happen? I don't think so. Is August going to happen? Vacation month? I don't think so. September is a good month. Now, pressure might make it so that August, the rate cut happens in August, but I think September would be the best month. Everybody's going to go back to school. September. Just saying. I think that would be a great month. Fear and greed index is currently at 60. I think it's going to go up, like dead serious. Wow, that's not a lot of movement from yesterday. So it's up 1 billion. So from 124 to 125 billion today. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think it was at 126, but we'll see. I think it's going to continue going up for a bit. Bitcoin wants to do better for itself. Do you see where it's at right now? Let's put it on the big board. Still moving laterally, but look at where Bitcoin is right now, 66. So everybody that bought while it was on the extreme dip, good job, because you're going to start to see it go up. Then you have Toncoin that jumped up a lot. Toncoin is fighting big. Toncoin's had a lot of news over the past few days. Just go back and look at my previous videos. They've got a lot going on in a positive fashion. Wow. They got that new thing, Tap Swap. Pay attention to that one. It's going to be some good stuff. So Near Protocol is up. I'm not a fan of ICP, but they are up. Ondo is up. Jupiter is up. Psi is up. Floki is up a little bit. Like I said, all of the trio of AI plays, Fetch, Singularity, and Ocean, all up. Like I said, if you'd have bought into them a couple of days ago, 24 hours ago, you'd be up almost 25% on each. So not bad. Just saying, not bad at all. Cardano up a tad, but nowhere near where it could be. Cardano's going to do well. I'm probably going to add to the bag of Cardano. BNB is up. BCH is still down significantly. I have a little bit of a bag there. I'm going to add to that bag for sure. Just saying. I think it's a good idea. Looking at the numbers going straight across. Look at that. Look at those year to dates. Green straight across, or almost straight across. Yep. Not bad. Not upset about that. Solana hurting a little bit. Only at 36%. They were leading. They were one of the highest out there in terms of the highs or year to date. Not right now. They're taking a beating right now, taking a big beating. But I think Solana has potential. Like God's honest truth, potential. Doge and Toncoin, look at those numbers. Off by less than $1 billion. Doge and Toncoin have been battling back and forth for the number 8 spot. They've been battling back and forth for the number 8 spot. That's no joke. That is no joke. But I have a bag in both, so battle on. That's honestly what I think about it. And then you have Shiba Inu and Avalanche. Avalanche just overtook Shiba Inu, but they're battling back and forth for the number 11 spot. And if they keep going up, you could see them all battle. Because remember what I told you before, Cardano, Avalanche, and Shiba Inu, they were so close. They were at one point within $1.6 billion of each other. And here's Chainlink all the way down here, tiny little Chainlink. Don't doubt Chainlink, though. Chainlink's got a lot of things going on, and I think they're going to go seriously positive. Seriously positive. The more and more settlements they get involved with, the more and more tokenization they get involved with, Chainlink's going to take off. Polkadot, on the other hand, has been in a hurting state, and other platforms have been doing well where Polkadot has not. I have nothing against Polkadot. I just think that they've been quiet, and other platforms have been making noise, have been in the news in a positive fashion. Again, I'm looking at Bitcoin Cash. I think that's going to move. I think that's a great idea. Yes, I love Uniswap. Everything on my list I have an interest in. Near Protocol. Somebody asked me if they should buy Near Protocol. I can't give financial advice. I know I own a bag, so I'm just putting it to you like that. Polygon, another one that I think is connective tissue. So I think Polygon, Near, Chainlink, even Pith, Uniswap, abso-freaking-lutely. There are just certain projects that are a part of that fabric, that connective tissue that makes Web3 work. And that's what I'm paying attention to. And you want to know what else is becoming a part of connective tissue? Listen to my videos yesterday. Pepe and other meme coins being bought by companies like the Sandbox to enhance their metaverse environments. Wow. So they're also becoming a part of the fabric from a different perspective, but I have to respect that's what's happening. Yes, I own a bag of Pepe. I might actually grow that bag. I own some Floki. I could use some Render, but I'm kind of like, I'll stay away for a while. I do have some Hedera, so I'm happy with where it's going. Might add to the bag. Stellar, I already love Stellar. But yeah, pay attention to what's going on out there. Do your own research. Don't be afraid to take deep dives into things that you like, things that interest you. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you have a good one. If you like what you like, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you really want, become a real member. Have a good one. Bye-bye.